Well, hello everyone, it's Nina Marie. Thanks for joining me today for another video. Today is the first day of Simon Says Stamp's STAMPtember celebration, which is a month-long celebration of all things stamping and a lot of wonderful new products that are in store for us throughout the entire month. As part of Simon Says Stamp's STAMPtember first celebration, it is the big reveal of their STAMPtember release. So this is a Simon Says Stamp branded release that is not a collaboration. It's not limited edition. So these products will be restocked if they sell out. But it's a beautiful release filled with everything from everyday products to Halloween, a little bit of Christmas, and all sorts of other fun things in between. So I'm going to be using some products from this new release to create this floral card. I am so excited about the brand new ink colors that are in this collection. It's a beautiful mix of both purples and pinks, and they paired together beautifully for this floral card. I'm also going to be using some brand new dies and even an embossing folder to add some texture behind my die cuts. The florals that are the main element for my card are the charming floral stem die set. This is a layering die set that allows you to build up these really pretty layered florals. So this is the main base piece, and then you have some smaller pieces that layer up on top to create dimension. Because I want to color these flowers with the new inks, I'm going to die cut them from some 120-pound white cardstock from Simon Says Stamp. This is a beautiful cardstock that's perfect for die cutting and ink blending. So I've got all of my pieces from the die set, and I'm pulling out the new purple trio. This purple mix includes periwinkle, clematis, and crocus. The purple colors are a really nice blue-violet tone, and I really love how they blend to create a rich color. So I'm starting first with periwinkle, and I'm adding that to the base of each of my flowers. This is the lightest color of the blending that I'm going to be adding to these floral pieces. So I colored not only the main flower piece, but also the two layering petal pieces. Then I switched to the darkest color from this trio so I can work on adding some shading. I switched to a very small blending brush for the ink blending here because I want to make sure that I don't overpower the light purple that we've already added down to create the lightest color of our blending. So this darker color is going to really intensify the shading, but by using the smaller brush, we're going to be able to maintain that lighter color and get some really nice depth on these pieces. Once I colored in all of the purple areas, then I moved on to adding some color to the stem of the flowers. I picked out two different Simon Says Stamp ink cubes, and we used doubling for the lightest color, then again for the darkest. It's going to add some nice shading to these stems. Then I also brought in a light yellow color. This is Zest, and that's what I'm going to use for not only the centers of the flowers, but it will also be the color that I add to the background. To make sure that my petals have some dimension as I layer them on top of the base, I do want to add a foam square behind each one so that way there is some dimension there. For the centers of the flowers, I will just use some liquid glue so I can glue those directly onto the flowers. Because these are so small, it won't work as well to put a piece of foam behind these. So after I finished putting everything together, you can see all the depth and dimension we've got going on with these beautiful florals. I want to enhance them though. I love adding a little bit of glitter to anything that I create, and I found a new glitter that I'm so excited about. So I'm going to adhere the glitter to my floral die cuts with some glossy accents. It's a clear adhesive and it works fantastic for adding glitter to your projects. And the glitter that I'm using is this gorgeous glass glitter that Simon Says Stamp is now carrying in their store. It has a sparkle to it like nothing else I've ever seen. As I show you here up close, just look at how it picks up the light. It's beautiful. So I'm going to sprinkle this over that glossy accents. It's going to pick up that glitter, and once this dries, you're going to have a clear finish, and that glitter is going to be sparkling and shining over top of our ink blending. It's absolutely stunning, and I love the sparkle of it. So this glass glitter is really unique. It has a really nice fragment to it that really picks up the different light sources. Now while that's drying, I'm going to work on my background. So I've pulled out this new A2 postage rectangles dies from Simon Says Stamp. This is part of the new STAMPtember release, and these are perfect for your A2 cards. Then I'm also going to pair this with the Magnificent Mums embossing folder. It's a 3D embossing folder, so it gives a beautiful impression. I'm going to make this as the background for my card. So I want to make sure that I maintain the dimension of my embossing. That's why I'm going to die cut the postage panel first, which is a bit smaller than an A2 card. Then I'm going to put that postage panel inside of my embossing folder and run it through, so that way I get the beautiful texture on my cardstock. You could emboss first and then die cut, but I find that the embossing has a tendency to get a little smushed, and I like maintaining the depth of that embossing. So I always like to emboss after I die cut. Then I'm just going to add a little bit of color to the background using some of that Zest ink, which is the same yellow that we used for the centers of the flowers. Now I'm going to pull out this A2 frames die set. This is also from Simon. It is an older die set, but it is one of my absolute most favorites. I use it quite often. I'm going to cut it from some matte gold cardstock. My plan is to mat this up with the postage panel so we get this really nice framing. One of my favorite things to do is to mix my basic shape dies together, and this is creating a really nice effect. I'm going to put this onto an A2 card, which I'm going to cover with a bit of green cardstock. I really wanted to pull some of that green from the flower stems, but I didn't want to make my card base from the green itself. So I'm going to use a white card base and then just cover the front with that green cardstock. I'm adhering it to my card base with some Terrific tape. It's one of my absolute favorite tapes for adhering things together. And then I'll switch to liquid glue for my frame because I want to make sure I get this placed perfectly and it's very delicate. I want to be able to have the liquid glue there so I can shimmy it around until the placement is perfect. Then I'll use some foam tape to attach our postage rectangle panel onto the card base, and it's going to sit perfectly within that A2 frame. I love the effect that this provides by mixing these two dies together. It created a very unique effect. Frames up everything nicely, but you still get that really cool edge. My flowers are going to get adhered with a combination of foam squares and also some liquid glue. There's also this brand new Pretty Bows 2 die set from Simon Says Stamp's STAMPtember release. I actually illustrated these bows, and they are actually a continuation of the original Pretty Bows die set that came out earlier this year. I'm going to color this bow with some of the new pink inks in the STAMPtember release. This one is Ballerina. It's the lightest in the trio, and I thought that would make a perfect soft pink color for the bow. So at this point, I am going to work on my sentiment. This is a new addition to the Simon Says Stamp Easy Strips stamp set. This is the Here For You stamp set. But then there is also a brand new Easy Strips die. So the original is the rectangles, which is a great die set. But isn't it fun to have a different shape? So it's the exact same pattern, it's the exact same size, but the only difference is that the new Easy Strips die is a banner shape, which allows you to get just a completely different look from your Easy Strips. So it works with all of the Easy Strips stamps and Easy Strips sentiment strips, but it gives you a different option. You can do something a little bit more fancy than a rectangle. So I'm going to use the Here For You Easy Strips stamp, and I'm stamping that with embossing ink onto some teal cardstock, and then I'll sprinkle white embossing powder over top so I can heat set that. This is going to give me a whole bunch of different greetings on this sheet of cardstock. So you've got many to choose from and many to use across lots of different cards, which is one of the really great things about the Easy Strips series from Simon Says Stamp. So after I've heat set all of my sentiments, then I'm going to take the new Easy Strips banner die and tape it into place. As you can see, it lines up perfectly over top of all of our stamped sentiments. If I run this through my die cut machine, it then cuts out all of the greetings all at once. So what a time saver, right? It's so nice to be able to have a whole bunch of these now in a stash that I can reach for when I need a quick greeting. I don't have to go and stamp another sentiment. I've already got one ready. So I'm going to pick one out of this set of Easy Strips here. I decided to go with Hugs. I thought it was small and it would fit really well underneath of my florals. So I'm going to pop this up onto my card panel with some foam squares, and I'm going to actually also help adhere my bow to the card using that adhesive. So I'm just going to tuck the bow underneath the banner, letting one tail hang out and the other one is adhered underneath the banner. And then the middle of the bow is just going to get adhered with a little bit of liquid glue on top of the floral stem. I think that looks fun with the little tail hanging out over top of the banner. To finish things off, I decided to add a few sequins, and these are a new sequin mix from Simon Says Stamp's STAMPtember release. I love the bright yellow color. So with the combination of the fun sequins in the background accentuating that beautiful yellow color, we've also got that amazing glitter on top of these beautiful floral die cuts. I love how that glass glitter catches the light. It's super pretty. And then paired with the pretty new inks from the STAMPtember collection, it's like a chef's kiss. The card also makes use of some of those really fun new shape dies, including the Postage edge and the magnificent mums in the background for a bit of texture. So all in all, a bunch of brand new products came together to create this beautiful card that is perfect for many different types of occasions, and you can always change the sentiment to fit the occasion that you need for your card. So I hope that you were inspired by what you saw here and got some ideas on how you could utilize some of these new STAMPtember release products in your next crafting project. Well, friends, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Thank you so much for coming by and spending time with me today. I have lots more STAMPtember inspiration to share with you, not only on STAMPtember 2nd, but I also have more videos coming throughout the entire month. So I hope you'll tune in for all of those because I love being able to share all of the different fun things that are going on, and hopefully those things inspire you to get crafty. Until I see you all again, I hope you have a wonderful day. Thanks again for watching, and we'll be back soon with more to share.